What you doing? I'm the AC and this is Otaku News Reviews. I'm talking about the brand new series Ice-Head Gill by Ikuo Hachiya, Chapter 1, Gill, Soul, and the Lich. The translation is by Dan Luffy with lettering by Rina Mappa, and this first chapter came out in the 30th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump on June 25th, 2023, and seems to be what is the typical for a first chapter length. This manga, this first chapter has a lot, so much in it, and it's, like I said, it's only the typical length, but this feels like it could have been like a one-shot, was probably a one-shot, and then at the very end it was like, we'll add this last page to make sure the story continues, but there's so much in it. Halfway through, I thought, oh, I'm already done. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that seems like what a first chapter would be like. Then I realized there was half of the chapter left. There's so much in this. It's packed in there. It doesn't even feel rushed. And it doesn't feel like it's crammed too much in it until I went back and was thinking about it and was just like, there's so much to talk about in this. Oh, there's so much. And then there's a lot of questions too. As much as I like this first chapter, once I started thinking too much about it, I was like, there's a lot of potential in this. I hope it can pull through and doesn't kind of just drop off after this good first chapter. So, this story takes place in the kingdom of Ashen Ice, which is also known as Grey Ice. I don't really get much history about the kingdom or the name itself yet, but the main character, Gill Soul, immediately we see is having to flee the royal capital because they think his dad, Dreki Soul, killed a bunch of his allies and prince. Apparently his dad was the strongest in the kingdom, even had a royal axe because of it, and also trained 7 warriors, and the 8 of them protected the kingdom and all that. But then for some reason all this happened. We don't know why. That's going to be the mystery of the series. But yeah, with help of his part troll nanny, he flees and washes up on Urchin Island, somewhere up north of the capital, and spends the next 2 years there, and that's where the actual story picks up. So yeah, during these 2 years, he works for who he calls his Auntie Mela. Other people see her as a tyrant queen, but she's pretty much the Jarl of this island. And he just works for her, does kind of almost like slave labor, pulling her sled, helps her collect taxes from everyone. And she seems mean and brutal, but really it probably just seems like an act just to seem strong in order to protect everyone. We kind of see this throughout the chapter, kind of. We see definitely a lot of this persona she puts up, at least. But while collecting taxes, Gill meets someone named Zakuro, who's pretty much just wanting to cause trouble, knows the history of his dad. Apparently he has history with Mela, kind of like a childhood friend thing. And at one point, he even mentions that she's changed a lot too. Again, I'm going to assume that's the persona. And then all of a sudden, they're attacked by the big meathead type of barbarian looking guy. All Mela does is like hold a rope, try and pull him back. But then Gill easily beats him with like a wood chopping axe and a weasel hunting attack. It looks pretty cool. And he's like a little guy compared to this giant guy. So, you know, that difference is kind of amusing at least. Also, I guess immediately when you're going to realize there's the main weapon of this is going to be an axe, which is, you know, weird because I never really thought of like an axe being a main weapon for a series, but it seems like everyone's going to have axes. This guy has axe, he has axe, his dad uses axe. Is it like a stereotypical weapon? I don't know. Maybe for Vikings it was, which is kind of what this whole thing is getting based off of. But I don't know. We didn't really see anyone else use anything else yet, but that might change. So yeah, a lot of axes in this. So after this fight is done, Zakuro just wants to cause more trouble, saying shit like Gill's gonna be a threat. You saw how easily this little guy beat that giant guy, and now people are threatening not to pay taxes, and that I don't know, something should be done, and nothing else comes from this. It kind of just fades away to Mela pretty much throwing the prisoner in like some spiky canyon, telling him like give her regards to the liches in hell. First time we hear a mention of liches, how you say it. And then the whole time Gill's cooking, remember his dad. And we see like a flashback of like baby Gill telling his dad to bring back a head to like pretty much like a trophy, and the dad is like, oh, savagery is not strength, which goes, you know, back to his morals and, you know, helping confirm that, oh yeah, his dad probably didn't do what everyone thinks he did. But also, why was baby Gil so bloodthirsty? What the fuck? He said like his dad carried him on his back a lot, so maybe growing up he saw all this fighting and stuff. It also doesn't really explain why he's so strong with an axe. Well, I told you, there's a lot of questions. And he is a little guy. We don't know how old he is. Maybe his dad was training him. That's why he's so good. He said no one can beat him with an axe. So I don't know. So yeah, they eat, get drunk, kind of. Mela gets drunk. Gil gets drunk on the atmosphere, and then she gives him his dad's journal that apparently she has it for this whole 2 years. It really doesn't feel like 2 years went by. That's another weird part. It feels like maybe 2 months, a few months or something like that. They don't have that kind of bond, or like really kept his axe for 2 years. He kept his dad's journal. I don't know. So then while this is happening, a Lich appears. And it attacks Zakuro, then takes over his body, and then as Zakuro cuts off Mela's arm, and then tries to make a deal with the people to kill Mela. Whoever's family kills Mela, he'll spare, and make him king, all that stuff. But Gil uses his tiny little body to hold back everyone. It's actually a pretty cool moment. And then Mela gives Gil his axe back that his dad made for him. A pretty cool axe. I'm already going to think this is like the royal axe his dad used, and he just said he just made it. That's what, just a prediction. There was so much going on in this. I made so many wild predictions. I even thought maybe Gil's an axe. That's why he's Ice-Head Gill, or not Ice-Head Gill. And it's because Gil was an axe that somehow got turned into a boy. Well, I mean, never mentions his mom, so it could be a thing. And he said he's always carried on his dad's back. I mean, that's where you would keep an axe. And so at some point, maybe some magic or some wishing or whatever, Gil got turned into a boy. And that's why Gil is so bloodthirsty. No, the more I talk about it, no, I'm pretty sure Gil is the axe. And this is an axe. His dad made an axe for his axe that turned into a boy. It sounds preposterous, but, you know, I'm assuming there's going to be a bit of Norse mythology mixed into this. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know why I'm making that guess. Gil might be an axe. That'll make the title make so much more sense. Huh. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, he cuts off the Lich's head really easily. Knows it's not alive because it's not breathing. A really cool panel of those two side by side. You can see the breath from Gil, no breath from the Lich Zakuro. And yeah, before giving this head, just the head, if I remember correctly, a Viking funeral, Gil asks about the relics, because apparently in the book he found a brooch with a note that had 2 relic symbols, and his dad left. Don't know what it means yet. He has no answers. And in order to get those answers, Gil's going to leave Ernsten Island to go back to the royal capital. That's another weird part about this chapter. It's like, okay, didn't he just flee? What was the whole point of this? That's it. That's where it ends. Just him. He's leaving. I was like, okay, yeah, but like, what about? There's more. It seemed like there was more to Mela's story, and maybe she's going to pop up more. But he's just leaving the island already. For some, I feel like the description. I don't even remember what description it really said, but as I interpreted it, it seemed like Gil had to leave the royal capital, and it was going to be about his life after that. But no, he's already going back, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, the whole kingdom is ice, so that still works out. But why is he going back already? And what about Mela and all these other people? I don't know. A lot of questions, I said. But yeah, I already mentioned the title. Gil's the main character. The head of his axe might be ice, so Ice-Head Gill. I already gave my theory that he might be the next. I hope that's it, and I'm right. I'm calling it right now because that'd be so cool. That might be a reveal way in the future. But oh well. And then chapter name, Gil, Soul, and the Lich. Pretty obvious. It's, you know, main character and then Lich in this chapter. But I don't know. It seems like the Liches are going to play a major role in the whole series. So I mean, Mela even mentioned this one pretty early on. Uh, there's stuff in the book. Gills already knows about him. Yeah, it seems, I don't know. I feel like Ice-Head Gill isn't enough. It almost seems like Lich should have been the chapter or the title of the series. I don't know. I didn't expect Liches to be such an important part. I didn't expect Axis so much either. So, I don't know. I really like this first chapter. I was just not necessarily like mind blown, but I was like, this, it feels unique. And then the artwork, which I normally don't comment on because it's always fine and it's good. This one, I really like the coloring because it looks so hand done, and I like the style. If it is or not, who knows? It really looks like it. I really like where it's going with it. This whole series, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just worried it will drop off from here and it'll get, I don't know, the first chapter may have been too good. I don't know. I'm worried. But I'm looking forward to it. So let's talk more about it. Let me know what you thought about this first chapter and do that in the comments. You can do it on social media, the AC Stories, or email me at theacstories@gmail.com, or join my Discord. We can talk and enjoy all of that. But you can find a description with all the links. But if you like what I have to say, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more, go and subscribe. But that's all I have to say about this first chapter of this brand new series, Ice-Head Gill. Until next time, I'm the AC. Thank you so much, and bye.